Hey everybody, Sam Kavaris in the Nimnik Chevrolet Sports Update. So the Jaguars are into their second week of camp, which is always the week where guys really start to separate themselves. You can see guys who are getting it, who understand, who nightly are studying the playbook, particularly wide receivers who are learning the route tree, reading the defense, seeing how the quarterback is going to see things. All of this stuff starts to develop really in the second week. So when you get to the first preseason game, in this case against the Giants, the depth chart starts to form up. The Jaguars are in a little bit of a different situation. Obviously, Maurice Jones-Drew isn't here, and he's not coming until he misses a paycheck, which is the regular season. So we don't even have to talk about him anymore if we don't want to. It wouldn't surprise me, though, as well as Rashad Jennings is playing. If he knew anything about it, MJD would be on the next plane to Jacksonville, and he'd be here. And that maybe he'd slip in quietly and not make any big deal about it. Try to tell Malarkey, look, I'm sorry, okay, don't find me, and we'll just move on. That's what he ought to do. But that's not what's going to happen. Justin Blackmon, on the other hand, did report, did sign a contract, and what this means is that he's behind. So the Jaguars are still formulating what's going to happen. They've had some injuries on the offensive and defensive line that have kept guys who were projected as starters from practicing a lot or playing a lot and being in camp. But all of this doesn't matter. Remember, they don't play it until September 9th. This is when they count. Not now. Doesn't matter. You're going to see progression from Blaine Gabbert, no question about that. Better player, has an off season, understands the offense, more confident in the huddle, really is finding the open guy and hitting him. And Malarkey said the most interesting thing the other day, and that is, look, the quarterback has to come to the line of scrimmage and know that the wide receiver is reading the same kind of defense, is going to run the same route, is going to break open, and when I throw him the football, he's going to catch it. Well, when was the last time a Jaguar quarterback had that kind of confidence? When Keenan McCardell played here? I mean, you know, those are the things that have to go in order for them to be successful. You go anywhere, and I think I probably told you the story about going to Vegas, and I walked up to the counter for the sports book, and I said, $6.29, and the guy behind the counter goes, now that's a real fan. Well, it was the Jaguars to win the Super Bowl at 100-1. And I said, give me 20 bucks on it. He goes, hey, you want to make it 100? And I said, just give me the bet, smarty pants. So he had a big laugh about it. But anywhere you go, people don't think the Jaguars are any serious thought about anything. I mean, 5-11, people would think that was good. Most people would put money on the fact that the Jaguars have a better chance of getting the #1 pick next year than they would to win 5 games. You go in that locker room, you go on the field, you talk to those coaches. They think something completely different. So I'm very curious to see what happens as they go through the preseason and see how things develop. Still hot out there. They're not going to make any cuts until after the 3rd game. So lots more to go, that's for sure. The Olympics have been so much fun. Can you see the bags under my eyes? I got to get some sleep sometime soon. But I hope you've been watching them, and we'll talk about those as they conclude over the weekend. I'm Sam Kavaris, and that's the Nimnik Chevrolet Sports Update.